What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ghost. Wanna let y'all know I started a new YouTube channel. Basically, this channel, is gonna be me. Basically, me, just explaining about my life and how I grew up. How my past was, and how it still haunts me till this day. And why I go through, the changes that I go through. The reason why I feel the way I do. It's the story behind everybody. It's the story behind everybody's life. And I think it's just time for me to tell mine.
Every time you broke me, I fall back. Years in the system, all them days I done lost track. Devil made a path for the train, I was on that. I remember waking up like, man, this shit is real. I thought I was dreaming, you don't know how this shit feel. Put me in them homes and they helped me get.
What's up here? What's up, y'all? Today we're with story 7. So y'all already know the drill, whatever. Let's get into it. So when I was at the place I was at, whatever, I just got into the fight, whatever, and they took him out. That kid never came back to the house or whatever. So I remember the next day we woke up, everybody was like, everybody was asking, where such and such went, where such and such went. He was asking all the staff members that. And I remember, I just sat there, I was just quiet, whatever. And they was like, you seen them from after that fight? Did you see him after that or whatever? I was like, nah, last thing I knew, like, they took him out, they didn't bring him back. So that's when everybody was like, well, he probably not coming back, But at the end of the day, I didn't even care. And a couple hours later, whatever, the person that was representing me called me up on the phone, and we was talking, and I was talking to him, whatever. He was like, I guess the staff members there called, and let him know, what just happened or whatever, or what happened. So when he called me, we was on the phone for a minute, and he was like, oh, I just heard about, what just happened, and, like I said, before, it's not gonna look good, when it get in front of the judge or whatever, and I was just saying that, like, yeah, I know, but, I was just saying that, like, I don't really know, like, it's just, things is just keep going on. Like, I just want to go home. I don't want to be here. I'm tired of being here. Like, it's not like I'm doing anything to them. Like, I'm the one being, they bothering me or whatever. So he was like, like I said, the judge is gonna want to hear that. He's gonna look at you like, you're the one starting the problems and things like that. And I was like, I understand that. Of course I understood that. Because every time we got into something, it's like, we left and then we end up coming right back to placement. We going to a new placement or whatever. It's not like the judge was even listening to what we had to say. So I remember just like I said, I remember we was on the phone, whatever, and he was like, well, like I told you before, the judge ain't gonna hear that. And I said, I already know, like, but after we got the phone or whatever, I went to go sit on the couch, and I was just sitting there, I was just thinking, I was aggravated, and I was just mad, and he was like, I remember the staff coming over to me. He was like, "You alright?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm alright." He was like, "You wanna go to rec?" And I was like, "Yeah, I go to rec." So that's when we all, he got everybody together. We all went to the gym, and I remember, some kid we started playing basketball, whatever, and that's when we was really playing full court, whatever. And I remember everybody was like, "Oh, nice, you nice." I was running down the court, crossing up, hitting threes and all, and everybody was like, "Oh, my son nice, And I started getting props or whatever. But that's when they all was like, oh, he chill, whatever, That's like the first day I became, I was just, everybody noticed me, whatever. And, they just wanted to chill and talk, and that's all we did. We just talked all the time. We just talked, from that day on. Everything was just cool, I ain't getting into another fight, while I was there. So, when I went to court, my representative put me in a room. And he was like, basically he was just explaining to me, we spoke about last time, so he was like, did you get into, any other fights or whatever? I was like, nah, I ain't fight again or I ain't fight again. And he was like, well, all right, well, that's good, but, what I have on papers, I have to give it, to the judge. And I was like, I understand, like, of course, I'm not gonna, try to stop you, like, it is what it is. So, when we left out the room, they called us in the courtroom. We sat down. My mom was there. My brother wasn't there. And I remember, I was just looking at my mom, and I tried to give my mom a hug before we even got inside the courtroom, and I just couldn't. The cops was just all right there. So I sat down with the person that was representing me, and my mom sat down with the person that was representing her, and the judge started talking after we said our names or whatever. And I remember I was sitting there, and the judge is talking, and the whole time we in court, like, we don't have a chance to express ourselves or just say anything. We just sitting there listening to what everybody else is talking about. And I remember representative asking me questions, and I was like, basically I was just answering them. I can't remember what he was asking me, but I remember he was just asking me questions, and I was just, like I said, I was just answering them. And he was like, basically what he's saying is, I'm gonna be moved to a different placement. So I was like, again, like I just got to the one I was at. So I was like, you can't be serious, like. But he was like, yeah, and the one I was just at, I was there for about 2 weeks or whatever, and I was being moved again, and I was like, just like, are you serious? Like, why can't I just stay at the one that I'm in now? And they was like, they said they found it was open beds to where the judge wanted to put us and things like that. So I was like, all right, I don't even care no more. So we went to the place that I was at, and we packed my stuff, and the same routine. We went to the next place where all the kids was at rec. So we got there. No, these kids wasn't at rec. They was actually playing the game, and they had some couple kids in the kitchen was just cooking, with the staff. And I remember it was settling me in, and I was getting settled in, and they were telling me the rules and things like that. It was a lady with a book, with a binder. She had the rules in it, and she was telling me, about all the rules. So I was just sitting there, and I was just like looking around, like I felt uncomfortable. I felt really uncomfortable, and I just didn't want to be there at all because the place is, like, when I got there, it just seemed weird. I just felt uncomfortable. I just felt everybody staring at me or whatever. And I remember, after she got to tell me the rules, she was like, you could take a shower and, put on some, clean clothes or whatever if you have any. If you need anything, just let me know. And that's like the first place, they didn't take my stuff. They said everything I came there with, they said I could put it in the, in the closets, because we had like these closets on our side. So I was like, all right, so I was just putting my stuff up, and I looked at the bed, and all I wanted to do was just lay down and go to sleep. And but I couldn't. But one staff stayed upstairs with me. I took a shower. I put on some sweats, and he brought me to where other kids was at, playing the game and stuff like that. So I sat down. And everybody asked me, "What up? What's your name?" I'm telling my name, and I was, my fault, y'all. I was telling him my name. He was dapping me up, so I'm dapping him up. And I remember, he was like, "Oh, you want next?" He was playing 2K at the time, and I was like, no, I was like, nah, because I wasn't in the mood to play any games, So I was like, nah, it's good, So I just sat there and I just watched them play the game, and a couple minutes later, they called the food was ready, so we all went in, and I was the last one in there because I wanted to, wait till everybody sat down, because I didn't know, if there was assigned seats, and I didn't want to sit in nobody's chair. So I waited for everybody to go in, and everybody sat down, and, I sat at this table with this one kid, and I was just talking to him, and he was like, "What's up?" And he was actually chill, he put his hand up, and, fist bumped, whatever, like he was chill, but he was a little weird, and, but yeah, we started talking, and he was asking me where I was coming from, and I was telling him. He was like, he never heard of that, and it was just, we just had a good conversation, So after we got done eating, we all went upstairs, and we all, we all went to our rooms, and that's when the staff, we all laid down, and that's when I was just laying in my bed, and I was just, just laying there, and I remember me just thinking about everything that was going on, and I was just thinking in my head, like, how long I'm gonna be here, how long, like, I just laid there, just thinking that the whole time. But a couple, like 2 hours later, that's when one staff went downstairs because the doorbell rang, and that's when we heard people coming in. But it was overnight, just basically switching up. So the 2 other staff went home, and two brand new staff came. So when they came, they was just checking everybody's room, and they came to my side, and well, one of the ladies came to my side. She was like, hey, and I was like, hey. She was like, you must came today, right? I was like, yeah. And she was like, told me her name and things like that, and I told her my name, and she was like, she was like, well, I hope you get, a good rest or whatever, for your first day. I was like, thank you. And I remember her walking out. She got the light back off, and I remember we had to share a room with this one kid. I had to share a room with this one kid, and he was mad chill. So he was like, oh, they always acting nice, but they not really like that. Just the first time they meet you. So in my head, I was like, a couple of stuff that I ran into, they always been chill, whatever. So he was like, oh yeah, they always, it's always gonna be like that, like. I was like, nah, it's true, some staff, I ain't getting along with all of my staff, but I got along with a couple. And he was like, nah, yeah, I feel you, like, it's the same with me, like, but it's like everywhere you go, it's always gonna have some bad staff, and it's always gonna have some, cool staff or whatever. So I was like, nah, you right, I ain't gonna, lie, he's right. And, I remember he was like, he asked me also, he was like, where'd you come, before you came here, where'd you come from? I was like, and I told him, he was like, oh, I think I heard that before. He was like, I'm not sure. And then he was, trying to, describe it or whatever. And then, think of where it was at. And I was like, nah. I was like, nah, this place is deep. Like, I ain't really get to see the whole place. But, I just know exactly where it was located, whatever. And he was like, oh, okay. And we started talking. And then from there, we fell asleep. But he basically gave me the insides. He was like, oh, yeah, people here, like, make you want to fight every day. So I was like, that's crazy, like, because literally I've been fighting since I got taken away, And he was like, me too, like, I just been fighting every day. He was like, even some of the kids here, they might seem cool, but, I fought a lot of kids here too. And this is one kid that always like to, mess with people. So, just be on the lookout for him, And I was like, all right, good looking. And that's when we just lay down. Well, we just went to sleep after that. I woke up the next morning. We had to make sure our beds was good and everything before we ate breakfast. So that's what we did. And so we ate. We made sure everything was good. Made the beds. Made sure and we put on our clothes or whatever, because we can't wear our clothes that we went to sleep in downstairs. So we put on we wore like khakis and then white tees, and we had slippers, so slides or whatever, and we put those on. And we continued our day, for right, go upstairs, put on some shorts, and have sneakers on, and playing basketball was a favorite, but we would play basketball outside, and I remember the kid I was talking to last night I shared a room with. I was, playing with him, and he was just kept putting me on everything, like he was like the inside plug basically for me. So he was just talking, and everything was just going. We was chilling, like, and I was there for about like 3 months, about like 3 months in that place. And ever since, me and that kid never fought, but the kid, he said bully, the kid was messing with him one day. So as the kid was messing with him, at first we were playing basketball, so we having fun, we playing basketball and things like that. And I remember the kid, he came, come play basketball with us. So we shooting around. And I remember I went to go shoot the ball, and my friend went to go get it. The one that I shared a room with, he went to go get the ball, and he grabbed it. And he would go dribble back, to the half court line, and he'd go turn around and shoot it. But I remember the other kid coming out of nowhere, and he smacking the ball out of his hands. So and the other kid was like, "Yo, what's your problem?" And he was like, "I want to play." And he's like started getting like rude or whatever. And he was like, "You act like you bought the ball," or he just kept disrespecting. And I was like, so when he shot the ball, he didn't make it. But I got the rebound, and I gave it back to my son that I shared the room with. And he was like, I guess you ain't just seen me. I just made it. That's my ball. And that's when he was like, why would you pass it to him when you see me when you just seen me shoot it and make it? He was like, you fucking dummy. You talking crazy. So that's when I was like, I ain't even saying nothing at the time, So I just started smiling. And then he's like, that's when the one I shared a room with, he was like, yo, just ignore him, man. Just ignore him. So he went to go. He was like, oh, if you shoot the ball, I'm gonna punch you. If you shoot the ball, I'm gonna punch you. Give me the ball. I just made it. So that's when my friend, he shot the ball, and no, he didn't shoot the ball. He actually gave it to him. He was like, I'm not even playing the game no more. He gave it to him. He bounced the ball to him, and he went to go shoot it. So he went to go shoot it, and he missed, and the ball bounced off the rim, and I got the rebound. And that's when I turned around. I threw the ball in the field, and he was like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And he started, walking up toward me. Well, he walked up to me, but he walked, a little toward me. And he was like, why would you do that? You dumb? Are you fucking dumb? He's yelling. So I remember, just smile to walk away. And, I hear him coming behind me. So as he's coming behind me, I'm to walk away, and he like pushed me, and when he pushed me, I just turned around, and I got on the basketball court. He was like, yeah, I saw a light, and he tried to swing at me, but I moved back, and he missed. And that's when I'm to swing at him, but when I was to grab him at the time, and that's when he grabbed me by my waist, and he like tackled me in the grass. So when he did that, I had my legs like wrapped around him, and I was holding on to his head, and that's when all the staff ran over there. He was like, get off him, get off. He's like, yeah, break it up. And I remember my friend like, yo, it's not, he ain't doing anything. It's him. He was want to mess with people. He was want to bother people. And my friend was just bugging. But I let him go, and the staff broke it up, and that's when he kicked me on my leg, and I got up. So as we sitting there, and he was like, he threw the ball in the field. He threw the ball, and he was like, he threw it for no reason. Like, he's fucking retarded. And I was just sitting there, and the staff was like, why you throw the ball out there? So I remember the kid turning, and he was, just standing on the side of me basically, and the staff was in the middle of us. But basically, he was in arm reach. So as he was talking, I just went like that. I just smacked him on his face, and I had him in his nose. And he was like, what the fuck? And the staff was like, why would you do that? He's like, go on the porch. Don't go outside yet. Go on the porch. So I went up on the steps, and I sat on the steps, and the staff was just there, and he was holding the other kid. And I remember the other staff came out, and she called for help or whatever. And I remember everybody coming over to the house, and they was like, basically I got in trouble or whatever, but I didn't even care. And I remember them taking me out of the house for that night, and they put me like, it was like a security room, whatever. But inside that room, it was like a room where no glass, it was just none but cushions. So they put me in there, and they gave me a blanket with a pillow. So I remember they put me in there, and I was like, oh yeah, now you can't hurt nobody, you feel me? They was like, look, I don't know you kid, but you gotta take it easy, they saying it's your first day or second day or whatever, here. And you already on the road, like, you're on the road already, like, you shouldn't even be in here right now. And remember the security guard just talking to me, saying that. He was like, you shouldn't even be in here right now, like, this for dudes that that's been here for, like, months already, and they just troublemakers, he was like, you don't really seem, like a troublemaker. And, he just kept talking. So, I was just, just smiling, like, and I remember just laying down, and I just put the cover on my head, and I went to sleep. Next morning, the security guard came in there. They woke me up, and they gave me they woke me up. They told me, I'll get my blanket, whatever. So, they put me, joined back up to the house. So as they dropped me back up to the house, I got inside, and I was looking at all the staff, and it was new staff there now, and they was like, oh, welcome back. I was like, thank you. And he's I remember I went through the staff took me up to my room, and I put myself back on my bed. I remember the staff talking. She was talking to me. She was like, "I need to talk to you real quick, So I was like, "All right, She was like, as I talked to you, you could just make your bed." So I'm making my bed, and she's just talking to me, and she was like, "Oh look, I know who you fought yesterday. The kid, your friend told me," and I was like, "Yeah." And I was just nodding my head basically. And she was like, "He is a troublemaker, and trust me, everybody know he's a troublemaker." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean." He came to the court, he started with us or whatever. And she was like, oh yeah, trust me, I understand, I understand. A lot of people be wanting to put hands on him, she was just like mad funny, I just started laughing. But she was like, a lot of people be wanting to put hands on him. And I was like, I understand why, but I was like, yeah, I don't like him. But she was like, yeah, I know, don't nobody really like him, but just try to ignore him and just try to stay out of his way. And I was like, all right. And she was like, I'm gonna help you with your bed, so we can go downstairs and you can eat breakfast and get ready, to start your day or whatever. So I was like, all right. So we got done with all of that. I brushed my teeth, did my hygiene, whatever. Went downstairs at the table, and I sat with my friend. He was like, yo, where did they bring you? And I told him, I was like, you haven't been down there to the room? He was like, I haven't fought nobody. He was like, basically, the only person I got a problem with is him, and all he do is, just basically just talk shit a lot. So I was like, I just explained everything to him, and he was like, man, that sounds crazy, and I was like, yeah, that's a fact, and it is crazy. But you know, we just talking, chopping it up, and I was telling him things, and he was also telling me about it. So you know, I remember the staff was like, she was basically saying, oh, you know, we can go off. She was like, if we do good and we do our chores or whatever, we can go out, you know, like outside for a trip or whatever. You know, like you'll usually go on a trip if you know doing good and you had to get a certain amount of points just to go out. So that's what we did. You know, we good, and I couldn't go. You know, obviously because I was brand new there, and plus I just got into a fight on top of that. So you know, my behavior was like down, and I didn't really have no points because, like I said, I just got there, and so I just sat inside and I just watched TV, and I just waited for everybody to come back. But not all the kids went. You know, some kids was just didn't listen. So you know, the kid I fought was also still there, but you know, we just kept our distance. You know, and I tried to stay out of his way, and well, I guess he knew how to stay out of my way because he didn't really say nothing to me after that. And I remember we was just watching TV. The other kids went out, and then they came back. But by the time they came back, we was already in bed, and we heard the little van pull up. So when the van pulled up, you know, I looked at the window, and I seen all the kids getting out, and they came in, and I seen my son coming in. So you know, came, and I was like, yo, where'd y'all go? And he started putting me on. You know, we went to David Buster's and things like that. You know, like he was just putting me on everything. I was like, oh, that's lit. I didn't even know they take you out of David Buster's. I was like, I ain't never been on the trip since I've been in placement. He was like, oh, where? He was like, oh yeah, well here, you know, we can go on place. You know, we all can pick a spot, and you know, if we all pick the same spot, then you know it's a go. But if we all, you know, pick like if 4 people pick one thing, and then you know 5 people pick something else, then you know of course we have to go with theirs. So I was like, oh, where? And I was like, what's the best place I've been to or whatever. And he was like, really, you know, it's just, they all fun, you know, just enjoy, you know, because being in here, you know, every place become exciting when you leave from here. I was like, and you know, I understood that, trust me. So I was like, oh, where? I was like, man, that's crazy. But he was like, yeah. So we just chopping it up, and he had candy. So he was like, yo, you want some candy? I was like, oh, yeah, I want some candy. So he's putting me on everything, you know, he's giving me candy, and you know, we just sat up all night for mad long, just talking. And I was like, oh, it's the bro for me. Like, I fuck with this kid right here, for me. So we was talking, and I remember we stayed up all the way to the overnight staff came in. So when they came into our room, and we was up and we was just talking, and he was like, I thought y'all two would have been asleep, and we was like, nah, and she was like, well, yeah, y'all should get some rest or whatever, and I was like, we was like, alright, we gonna lay down soon, you know. But after she left out the room, we stayed there for like 45 minutes or an hour, you know, and we just kept talking, whatever, and then we finally lay down, and you know, we just went to sleep, and we woke up that morning, and you know, we made our beds, did our hygiene, and went downstairs, ate breakfast, and you know, we sat in the living room for a little bit and watched TV, and I remember, you know, a teacher coming in into the house, whatever, and she was, you know, basically teaching, she was tutoring us basically, but she didn't really do that, you know, because ain't nobody really listened to her. And you know, she was only there for like 2 hours, the most. And you know, we had to take a little break, have lunch, and then go back to, you know, doing the little work that she was giving us. But after, you know, she left, we all went in the living room and we watched TV. And you know, we was just watching TV. We was just basically just chilling. And I remember, you know, they came in. He was like, "Oh, who want to go to rec?" So we all like, go to rec. You know, so they said that's when we went to this big gym. You know, that's my first time, you know, being at the, you know, big gym or whatever. So we went to the big gym, and I thought it was gonna be only us there, but it was mad people there. So you know, I'm looking around like, where all these people come from, like, you know, and they was like, oh, you know, these people, you know, these people, you know, they live on campus too, but they live in different places, whatever, on campus. And I was like, dang, this is my first time seeing other people. So you know, the gym was packed, you know, and that's all it was. It was just a gym, and outside they had a soccer field, and you know, it was nothing else in the gym or whatever. It was just a clean gym. It looked fire. Outside it was the soccer field and things like that, you know. And I remember he was playing basketball. We was walking in the gym on the sideline, and I remember my son talking to me. He was like, oh yeah, so he was basically explaining, you know, oh yeah, so he was basically telling me the kids that he knew, and the kids that he's familiar with, and where they be at, whatever, and you know what type of, you know, problems they have, or you know, if they're, you know, troublemakers or not. So he's putting me onto all of that. So we walking around, and he's just telling me, you know, I got, you know, my sweatsuit on and things like that. So I'm walking, you know, and we both like the same size, you know, me and this kid about the same size. So we just walking, and I remember we sat up on the bleachers. So we just sitting there, and I'm just looking at everybody, you know, I'm looking at everybody play basketball and, you know, talk, and, you know, we got kids fake fighting and all. So, you know, they fake fighting, and I'm just looking at everybody. So I'm like, you know, it seems like a chill place, but I know, you know, it can get crazy for me. Don't like, you know, looks can be crazy, you know, like just, you know what I mean. But so I remember we sat down, we was looking at everybody, and, you know, I remember the staff coming over to her. She was like, oh, y'all gonna play anything? I was like, it was like, yeah, we might, you know, we don't know yet. She was like, well, let me know, you know, you can go outside too. So I was like, all right. And I was just getting used to it, you know. My first time there, I was getting used to the place. So, you know, we chilling, we watching everybody, you know, do whatever they do. And it was just one side of the court that nobody was playing at. So we got a basketball, we went over to that side, and, you know, we was shooting around and things like that. We was there, we was just talking or whatever. And I remember the kids asking, "Oh, y'all want to play?" So, because they needed more people to play. So we was like, "Yeah, we play." So me and my son was on the same team, you know, and we started playing basketball. And then we found enough people, so we started playing, and they threw me the ball. And I was point guard at the time, so I was running down the court, you know, and the kids started to take it, so I'm throwing it between my legs and behind my back, and I'm just going in. And I see my son in the corner, I threw it to him, and everybody's like, "Oh, my son, nice." And that's when my son threw it back to me, and I'm like this, and I run in, and I had an open lane, so I went up, hit the layup, and he was like, "Yo, watch out for him." He was like, yeah, but everybody was like, "Watch out for him, stay on him." And that's when everybody just noticed, you know, oh, my son right here can play. You know, so every time I walked in the gym, they always wanted to play ball, and so yeah, it was always like that, and it was just lit. That's how, you know, I started getting my rep up in there, and everybody was like, "Yo, you know, he can play." And I remember us, you know, after the game, we would sit down, you know, dab each other up, and then we would be like, "Yo, y'all trying to play again?" They was like, you know, "Let's get a break real quick." So we all went for a water break, and we was all just chilling. And I remember they was like, "Yo, where you from?" And I was telling them, and they was like, "Oh, so you just got here? Because I know I ain't seen you before." And I was like, "Yeah, basically, you know, I just got here or whatever." And we just chopping it up, and the staff came over. She was like, "All right, so it's time to go now." You know, so, you know, that we dapped all them up, and, you know, me and my son, you know, we left. You know, the staff and, you know, the people that was living in my house, we all left. And we got home, and the kid, you know, that like the bully, whatever, he's like, he had an attitude for some reason. We didn't really know why, but, you know, when the staff opened the door for us, you know, we was just in there, and I remember him just yelling at the staff. He was just going crazy. So we just sitting there, and we went upstairs or whatever to take showers, and I remember me and my son in my room, and my son was like, "Oh, you see what I mean? He's crazy. Like, he be bugging for no reason." So I'm like, "Oh, I believe you." And that's when he was like, "Oh yeah, don't even pay him no mind, no." I was like, "I'm not worried about him." I was like, "Well, you good too, you good," you know. So I know how I feel to get bullied. You feel me? Like, I was getting bullied, you know, when I first, you know, got there. You know, kids still try to bully you no matter what. So I remember me and my son went in there to take a shower. It was like, and they had, like I said, I remember me and my son, you know, we went to go take a shower, and they had like, you know, they had like 6 showers in there, and I remember it was 2 staff. It was one on each side of the wall, whatever. They was always talking, and, you know, literally we had to get in the shower, take our stuff off, and then throw it over the railing, whatever, you know. And the stuff that we was gonna put on was, you know, hanging on the railing. So take a shower real quick, and then, you know, we had get dressed, and we took a shower in these shower slippers, you know, and we get out, you know, after we got done getting dressed, pick our stuff up, you know, brush our teeth, and then go to our room. And I remember we did all of that. And I remember the kid was still downstairs bugging he came upstairs, and he was just bugging in his room. And I remember the staff tried to calm him down. So, you know, like I said, you know, I got done brushing my teeth, and I was doing care of myself, and I was going to my room. And I remember the kid, you know, he was like, "Oh," he was basically just talking. And he said something about me. And I remember I looked at him, and I was like, you know, I just walked by. They said, "Oh," the other staff was like, "Oh, don't pay him no mind. Just go ahead. You know, you're doing the right thing. Just go ahead." So I remember just laughing. I just kept walking. And that's when he was like, he kept talking. And that's when he walked out the room. He was like, "Don't go," and he was walking towards my room. And I remember the staff yelling, "Don't go." Wait, like I said, I remember the staff yelling, "Don't go in that boy's room. And, you know, he came in my room anyway. I seen him, you know, he came in. He's like, yo, what you was looking at? Huh? And I was like, yo, bro, like, I'm not even trying to fight you again for me, like, and I was like, I remember just smiling. I had this smile on my face. I was like, I'm not trying to fight you again. And I remember like he was like trying to come up on me, whatever. Then he was like trying to get in my face. I was like, I'm not trying to fight you again. And the staff was like, I remember staff came in. She was like, get out of his room, get out of his room. But the staff was trying to grab him. He's like, get out of his room. I remember the kid just grabbed my face, like he just like mushed my face, and he pushed me, and I hit my head on the wall. And when he did that, I just got mad and I lost it. So when he did that, I just grabbed him and I just hit him, boom. And when I punched him in his face, he fell. And the staff was like, all right. And that's another staff. Other two staff ran out the bathroom and they came in the room. So they was like, what happened? And that's when the lady was like, oh, he came and he was going to mess with him and he defended himself, so it's not his fault. So basically, I felt good. I was like, I just got a free punch, I ain't gonna get in trouble for this one. So I'm ready to took him out, and I guess he went to the same place that I went to, to the white room, and but basically, yeah, like I said, I guess he went to the same place I went to, and like I said, he was bugging and all that. So I guess they told him about it. They told the security guards what was going on and what happened, things like that. So I remember my son came in. He was like, "What happened?" And I told him what happened, and he was just like, "Dang, you see, I told you he was crazy. He had problems." I was like, "Nah, I never believed you for me because he was just bugging for no reason, And he was like, "Nah, that's you're right." He's like, "I knew it. He was like, "I want to know if he's gonna come back or not. He shouldn't. They should put him somewhere else." I was like, "Whatever they do, whatever they do, what they do." And I remember telling because it's not my first time being with kids like him, but I was like, I was with kids that was way worse than him, And he was like, "Nah, I was too." He's telling me about all his stories. So I was like, "Dang," And as he told me his stories, I was just sitting there like, "Dang, his stories is crazy." Like I ain't never been to them places, and actually, I ain't never been in them places, and I was like, "That's crazy," but I remember you just kept going. I was like, "Dang, like this kid had stories for days," and I was like, every time he told me about his stories, I just sit there. And as he talked, I just daydream about, how it would have been, just go through that. I was like, dang. And as I told him my story, she was like, your story is crazier than mine. I was like, nah, basically his stories seem crazy to me. All his stories seem crazy to me, and my stories seem crazy to him. So I was like, nah, it's, like, it is what it is now, but, I was like, he was like, I was like, I had to get in so much fights. He's like, all the fights you got into, you should be a professional fighter. And I just started laughing, for me, because he was mad funny, he was dumb funny. So I was like, nah, that's a fact for me. And I remember us, we used to do push-ups and work out, because we both skinny, for me. So we used to do push-ups together, we used to work out and all. And, we used to try to get big, and then we used to get out, act like we were strong. So, we used to always do that. I'm skinny now, but I used to be skinny a lot. When I used to flex, I you won't see nothing. It'd just be I just would flex, and it'd be it'd be mad skinny basically. And but it was just funny though. But that was my son though. He was always chill. And then I think a week later, I remember it was a week later, because that's when was it that? Oh yeah, a week later, my representative came. The person that was representing me, he came, 2 days later, and we was just talking, and he was like, so basically, such and such this, such and such that, and he was telling me mad stuff. He was like, cause I asked him, I was like, how are we going home? Can we go with a family member or anybody? He was like, well, your grandmother just gave you up, so the judge don't want to, put y'all through that, and again, we'll let y'all go with your family member, and then all the paperwork and everything else being done, and then, somebody else giving y'all up. And I understood what he meant by that, because that shit hurted me. We didn't want to go through that either, but we definitely didn't want to be in placement no more. I mean, I definitely didn't want to be in there, but, so we was going, he came, he was just talking, and I was like, alright. So he's like, he had see, about going with a family member or whatever. So they alright. And I remember, we went, and a couple days, and when that week passed, whatever, I had court. So I went to court. I seen my mom, my grandma, and my brother was there. So oh no, my brother wasn't there. It was just my grandma and my mom. Oh, matter of fact, no, my grandma wasn't there. It was my mom. And it was regular, just regular. Court ended fast, and we was in court, and he did ask. He was like, will they be able to go with another family member? And I remember the judge, he basically denied it. Well, he didn't deny it, but he was like, do they have any family here today? And that's when nobody was there. So he was like, well, who are you gonna go with? If nobody's here, or if just nobody's here. And I was like, I remember telling him, I was like, I can can you try to get numbers or what, something, so I can make phone calls. And I guess he was like, I see what I can do. So I was like, all right. And court ended. So I tried to get like I said, same thing, So my mom, I love her. She told me she loved me, and I went back to my placement. So I went to when I got to the house, whatever, we started eating. It was dinner time, so I just sat down. We started eating, and my son was like, "Yo, what happened at court today?" And I was like, I just learned basically everything that happened. I was like, it's the same, like nothing really happened. Like it's the same thing. Like we go to court, and the judge, we had to come right back to the placement we came from, and from there we won't have court until like a month or a couple weeks or just like things like that. He was like, "Dang, that's the same thing that happened to me, bro." And I was like, "Yeah, bro, I hate going to court though, cause I be seeing my mom, and just seeing my mom make me emotional, and I don't really get to see my other brothers and sisters in them." And I remember asking me, like, how many brothers and sisters do I have? And I told him I had 5 sisters and I had 3 brothers. And he was like, "Oh, damn, you got a big family." I was like, "That's a fact." He was like, he got a little brother and I think 2 little sisters. So I was like, "Damn." I was like, "When the last time you seen them?" And he was like, he seen them recently. He's like, yeah, recently. He said, but he's like, cause they came for a visit. And I was like, "I don't even get visits." Like, and he was like, "Word?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "What about your mom?" I was like, "I don't know what she be doing, bro." Like, but I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't even get visits." And he was like, "Damn, bro." I was like, "Yeah, I know." And I remember Thanksgiving coming up that year, and I remember we set table. Oh yeah, Thanksgiving came, and we was allowed to have family come over. They had this like the big gym, and they had tables set up, and we can set up our own tables and write family member names on the cards who's ever coming. So everybody was doing their table and going around with cards, and I remember doing my table, and I didn't really know who to put on the card because I didn't know who was coming. I just wrote everybody's name down, and so when everybody family started arriving, he was going to their tables and just sitting down and eating and talking, and I remember me just sitting at the table, and my table was empty, and nobody, I knew I had a feeling nobody was coming, but because I wasn't getting phone calls, there wasn't no visits, there wasn't anything, so I'm just sitting at the table, by myself, and I made myself a plate, and I just started eating, and I remember just eating, but I was eating slow though, I was looking at everybody, everybody's family was there basically, and everybody was just eating, and I was the only one that didn't have nobody at my table at all, like it was just me. Everybody's table was just filled with family, and I remember my friend was like, "Yo, bro, come over here," and oh no, he got up, he came over to my table, and he was like, "Bro, you good?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm good, bro." And he was like, "Yo, bro, come meet my mom," and I was like, "Nah, it's alright, bro." He was like, "Nah, bro, like you gotta meet my mom," and I was like, "Hi," so he was like, "Bring your food and stuff," and he grabbed me a chair, so he put it down, and I sat at his table and I ate with them, and I met his mom, met his 2 sisters and his brother, and I met his dad, and it was mad chill, they like, I felt comfortable, just sitting there, like, so we started eating, and we was just talking, and after everything was over, their family started leaving, and you was allowed to go home with your family also, for a home visit. So they left with they all of them left, everybody left with their family, and I was like the only one there, and some other kid was there too, but I was the only one there, and so we just cleaned the table. I was cleaning the table with the staff, and they was talking. They was like, "So nobody came, from your side of their family or whatever?" I was like, he was like, "Well, do you talk to them?" I was like, "Nobody calls, I don't have nobody number, and he was like, "All right, so he was like, "That's crazy, we just talking for all day long. We was just talking as we was cleaning and everything." And so we finally cleaned, and he was like, "You want to watch TV?" I was like, "Nah, I just want to go to bed." And I remember he took me upstairs. I showered, put on my pajamas and things like that. Got in the bed and I just went to sleep. The next day came. I was the only one there. And I remember the phone ringing, you know, for me, my representative, whatever. And I got on the phone with him, and he was telling me, oh, well, we got numbers to your mom and your grandma. He's like, oh, he's like, oh no, he said my aunt. He was like, what did he say again? Oh no, he said he got my mom's number. So I called my mom, but nobody, the phone, nobody answered. So I think the third time I tried calling her, I finally got in touch with her. I was like, yo, ma, I was happy to hear her voice. So, I was on the phone with her for a minute. Just talking and talking and talking, and I remember asking her, ma, why can't we come with you, like? And she was like, I remember her telling me, the judge ain't gonna allow it, and like just mad stuff, and I was like, so can we go, with, like I said my aunt's name, I was like, can we go with auntie, and by that time, I was like, it was still like when my grandmother did us, it was still stuck on my head, so I was like, like I didn't tell her, but my representative came, he was like, alright, so we could probably get you to go, one of your aunts and things like that. I was like, nah, I'm just, wait till I'm able to go home. He was like, that might not be no time soon. And I was like, nah, I know. I was like, I'm just wait till I go home. Well, I ain't say I know, but I just shrugged my shoulders, because I was sad, but I didn't want the same thing that happened to, to me again, especially, like my grandmother giving us up. I didn't want that to happen again. So I was like, I was like, just, I'd rather just stay in placement or whatever. And cause I was basically just chilling anyway. And I remember saying, okay. And so, yeah, we just, I got the phone, and like the next day, everybody started coming back from their home visits and things like that. So, my son came back. He was like, yo, bro, my mom said she like you, bro. Like, and we was just talking and chilling. She was like, I told her, you was helping me out and everything, when I was, when the kids tried to fight me and everything, I was like, you helped me out, and that, he was just talking crazy about me, like, oh, like, he made me sound like I was a hero. So, I appreciated that, and, he was just mad chill. So, we always kicked it with each other, we always chopped it up and everything, like, we always just chill. And, I remember, he actually got out. He actually went home, so, I was sitting there one day, and, he got a phone call, and, he would go talk to his caseworker or whoever he was going to go talk to, and he came back. He was mad hype. He was like, yo, I'm getting released such and such. I was like, oh, word? I was like, you going home? He was like, yeah. I was like, damn, bro. And I was emotional, because I was like, damn, I'm like myself again. So I was like, dang, that's what's up, though, for me. I was happy for him, because don't nobody deserve to go through none of this. So, he was he packed his stuff the same day. He was mad hype. So, he was like, yeah, I'm not taking this. And we just talked about, what he's going to do when he got home, because he was in placement for mad long, like, and I was like, damn, he was in there for dumb long. So I was like, you finally going home now, bro? I was like, what you finna do? He's like, I don't know, bro. Like, he was just talking, just chopping it up. He's mad funny, so he was like just talking. And I was like, that's what's up, bro. I hope you enjoy. I was like, don't come back. He was like, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. And I was like, nah, that's a fact. That's what's up. I was like, enjoy, bro. And that day came, and he got released, and I was just, nobody was in my room. I was the only one in my room, and that's when I had court again. So I went to court, and he's like, judge like, oh, so are you guys still looking for family members? Asked my representative. He asked whoever he asked. He's like, are they still looking to go with a family member or anything like that? And I remember my representative looked at me. He was like, are you sure you want to just stay in placement until you able to go home? I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, he was like, well, actually, they're not. He's like, so, I guess they're just gonna, remain where they at. And he was like, all right. And I remember I went back to the house or whatever. After that, I was like, I'm done with court. I was just tired of court. Even going and just hearing the same thing over and over again, and just taking a ride out there just to come all the way back. So, I remember I got back to the house, and the kid that I fought before, he was there. Well, the kid, yeah, I think I fought him twice, but yeah, the kid I fought twice, whatever, he was there, and he didn't even say nothing to me. Like, he just looked at me funny, and I looked back at him. So I just kept it moving, and I was angry. So you know, I was going upstairs to take a shower, and I remember the staff was like, "Oh, you can't go up there. I don't know until everybody knows ready." And I just kept going, you know. And I remember getting upstairs, and as I got upstairs, I just went to my room and I just sat on my bed, but it was like in the corner part. And the staff came. She was like, "You didn't hear me?" And I remember I was just put my head down and I just started crying, you know. And I just cried, you know. My nose was running, and I was just crying and just crying. And I remember she sat down on the side, and I remember the other staff yelling, "Everything good?" And then so she was like, "Yeah, everything good. Just give us a minute." And I remember he was like, "All right, just let me know if you need anything." And so she was like, "All right." You know, she sat down on the side of the bed and she started talking. You know, and she was just, you know, we talked for a minute. You know, and the kids came, they were showering, but it wasn't no kids in my room, so, you know, we was just talking for a minute. You know, had privacy, so she was, you know, just telling me everything. Like, she was like, just hold your head up, you know, I know you want to go home. You know, she ain't no kid, you know, go through this. But she was like, "Hey, you know, they do." She's like, just think of it like this, you know, like, you're not the only kid that's going through things like this. She was like, you know, your story might be different from everybody else's, you know, but everybody got stories, believe me. And I was like, I was just nodding my head, and I was just crying. And I remember telling her, you know, she was like, "Oh, you know, if you don't mind me asking, you know, what are you here for anyway?" You know, I'm thinking, you know, she already know, you know, and thinking, you know, she already read my files or whatever she, you know, they get, you know, just, you know, they know why we in here. And, you know, I told her everything, you know, and she was like, "That's deep." She was like, "That's deep." And I was like, you know, and I was just emotional. She was like, but no matter what, you know, like, they, your sisters are younger than you. She was like, just let them, you know. Sometimes people don't know what they talk about. Sometimes people don't know, you know, what's gonna happen until it actually happened, or they don't know what they have until they actually lose it. So I remember I just sat there and I was just crying, and, you know, I stopped crying just to tell all of that, and I just broke down again. And she was like, "I definitely understand your pain, like, you know, I definitely understand it." She was like, "Well, I don't really understand it, you know, I don't, like, know how you're feeling, but I can tell you're hurt, because I would be hurt myself, you know." And she was like, "I hope you and your family one day reunite," things like that, you know. And, you know, from there she was like, "Well, if you feel like it, you know, you can, you know, take a shower now, or you can take one in the morning, you know, whatever you feel like." And she was like, "You can just go to sleep if you want." And I remember just laying down, and I was like, I told her I was gonna get in the shower, so she was like, you know, "Just let me know when you're ready." I was like, "All right." So I remember just laying down for a little bit, and I just dozed off, you know. And see, I took a shower that morning, but you know, I was there, like I said, I was there for like about like 3 months, I think it was. And, you know, finally I came to my last day, and so my last day, you know, everybody knew it was my last day, you know, so, you know, the staff was wishing me good luck and things like that. And I was like, "Thank you." And I packed my bags, and the people came to the house, they picked me up, and we didn't even go to court, they just bumped me to a brand new place, you know. And this place, you know, it was chill, whatever, you know. It wasn't too bad, you know, but, you know, it was annoying. But, you know, we don't get into all of that, you know, in story 8. You know, this story is basically just a chill story. But you know, we get into the part, just trust me, like, I just stay with me, you know. But thanks for watching, for everybody that has been watching, you know, so far. And yeah, just good looking for the support.